Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, and this is for the moon in Aries, which rhymes with scary, because Aries could be rather scary uh, when they're not, but they usually are. And the sun is in Capricorn. Aries is scary, and Sagittarius is dangerous. That's actually why Sagittarius loves Aries, because dangerous Sagittarius loves scary Aries. That's got to be a shirt, scary Aries. Anyway, other than that, moon in Aries, fourth house to the sun in Capricorn. Before I hit up this workout real quick, the moon in Aries is reestablishing its lunar cycle. Okay, so when you have the new moon, that is the beginning of a lunar cycle. And then when you have the moon go through Aries, that is like another layer of a lunar cycle restarting and sparking emotional understanding, subconscious understanding, your subconscious, which is a doorway into your superconscious, enabling you to really rewire, rework, and recircuit, in this context, the deeper understanding of the identity of your higher self. So we started this new moon in Capricorn post transformation in Scorpio and ascension in Sagittarius. I want to just kind of once again note now the sun is conjunct Venus retrograde. So look forward to breakthroughs in relationships, romantic connections. You may be aware of certain connections with people kind of betraying what you feel. Because remember, Venus is moving backwards. So you can see people perhaps rekindling or reconnecting on the surface with certain people when it's really closure, or it's really just more so reorganization, or once again, this reorganization can involve you. So with this conjunction here with Venus retrograde, which is very huge, this could really be the spark and the beginning of certain very significant unions that are, meant to actually express. But I want you to think of Venus in Capricorn here as more money and success that comes in with valuing the integrity of who you are, which brings in all sorts of opportunities, love, romance, fun, creativity. So this is very powerful because the moon in Aries on Chiron is going to heal any vulnerability that comes into the acceptance of who you are. Okay, this new moon in Capricorn cycle stepped you into the self-realization of your greater self. Okay, because Capricorn is a collective sign, it is now your position. This is why Capricorn in the 10th house is success. Success is acknowledged collectively through accolades. Okay, and you now gain authority when you are the best at something and you are acknowledged by other experts in that field. Even though there will always be challengers and debates, that is a certain sense of authority. People will start to look at you for what you have that authority of, relative to someone who maybe just talks the talk and doesn't really have that juice. They don't really got the juice like that. Okay, so keep that in mind, because personally, the juice is Cancer, and that's opposite Capricorn, success. And then the sauce is Scorpio, and that's opposite value, Taurus. Okay, so, and then the cream is Pisces, and that's opposite mastery and perfection, Virgo. So just keep that in mind, or at least the perception of mastery and perfection. This is very, very, very important, because relative to this stepping into your greater self, this collective, because Aries is who you are individually for yourself. Libra is who you are, because you have all zodiac selves. Every part of the zodiac is a part of yourself. Some people just chose, I want to be more of a savage and just in the moment, and I chose to be Aries. Some other people are like, you know what, I want to choose to be more responsible for the collective, and you're Capricorn. Okay, you're not a zodiac sign. You express these different archetypes. You have all the signs. So your Libra self is you with other people, right? Your Capricorn self is you in responsibility and integrity, aware of yourself in relation to an entire collective and universe around you. It's not just the Aries focus that's inherently selfish, which is good, and like a child, more focused on its own needs. Okay, this is now the maturity and exaltation. Although the sun is exalted, the spirit is exalted in Aries, where, if you're not like a child, you won't get into the gates of heaven. However, The crown here at the 10th in Capricorn is you stepping into your greatest self. We've manifested the understanding of the knowledge of this and your powers in Aquarius, and you've experienced the divine understanding of what's meant for you, being fully involved in manifesting this legend of yours, which is you. You're the unique legend that is bringing into this reality your own unique essence. What is your soul essence? You're going to understand. This is so amazing. You're going to understand the soul essence of who you are. And this is why with Sun Venus retrograde, unironically, understanding who you are helps you understand significant soulmates in your life, whether they're family or romantic partners. It's not until you truly understand and awaken to who you are that you'll know how to recognize soulmates. So this is why Sun on Venus, in tandem with you understanding the identity of your greater self, is going to break you through more than ever in how you even approach and connect. A huge blockage of what has been getting in the way with your connections with people is that you recognize your connection with them, but you're not showing up as you fully are. So there's a disconnect, there's cognitive dissonance, there's still a connection, but you haven't fully actualized it. Or the other way around, where you're coming up 100%, but other people haven't awakened or accepted their fullness in this, which has nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with them coming up as them. And as showing up as them, this naturally unveils all these connections. It's really lit. So keep this in mind, because relative to this greater self that you're stepping into, we've now finished the activation portion of this cycle, and we are now coming into the first quarter square, into the full moon of harvest. The moon is going to be in Cancer in the third boss battle, and as you harvest this fullness of stepping into your greater self after the adventure of Sagittarius, where you come to the final boss battle and you have all the weapons you need, you come at the highest level of you are, and you feel moon in Cancer, this full embodiment of your greatest self that you're going to take into this boss battle opposite Pluto. It's a lot of badass stuff happening. It's a lot of badass shit happening over the next week alone. Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, because before that moon in Cancer, we're gonna have the moon in Gemini. We're gonna integrate in our intellectual understanding and neural pathways the actual intellectual individual experience of how we take what's our highest power up above and actually communicate it down below. And then before that, we're gonna have moon in Taurus, where we're going to fully fleshly in the form manifest the physical through your five senses understanding of your greater self. And that starts with this first quarter square. The reason why it's a first quarter square post activation is like after you grow crops, you start to adjust how you water it more or less, right? So before we come into the harvest, this is where now your understanding of yourself has to be authentic, but the clash to Capricorn means it has to be in integrity with who you truly are in essence. And so many of you have been awakening to yourself as like an eternal or celestial being. And you may have used Greco-Roman mythological terms or Egyptian terms. Some of you really believe you're Tho or Isis or this god or this goddess. And it's not that you're not. It's more so that you're understanding more how you personally identify and step into that personification as you. A lot of you needed to use these terminologies as training wheels, but you're recognizing that who you are in essence is even deeper than all of that, that you may have underestimated yourself by just believing that you're some god or goddess or some, mythological deity. Once again, like, because these are like collective vibrations that have avatars or express, it's not entirely wrong to identify as some aspect of these beings, but you're doing yourself a disservice when you put yourself in that box. You're going to understand relative to that understanding who you are individually. If you were to take away all those names, if you were to take away all those concepts, if you took away the G word, what and who are you, strip down your bare essence, and this is going to very powerfully adjust how you show up to the rest of the world as yourself, understanding who you are in the greatest way. And that's all I gotta say. So y'all stay blessed as always. And other than that, just definitely be mindful of how moving forward you accept whatever wounds and vulnerable aspects of yourself that you may have lied to yourself and believed weren't good enough, and realize they don't have to be. Because with that square to Pluto, there's going to be a lot of extreme and harsh fear of really accepting the identity of who you are, especially from outside influences that might seek to undermine that. But count it all joy and see them as either a test or an opportunity to grow stronger, especially in the case that what they're presenting is right. This is your opportunity to transmute and adapt. And the sextile to Saturn is going to strengthen this collective knowledge of how you anchor the understanding of who you are. So really focus on that. What does the moon in Aries through your actions show you who you are? As now you've really stepped into the cycle of who you are in essence, how do you actualize that here? As above, so below. Y'all stay blessed as always. Until next time.